Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Undisputed podcast of the world.
Ding, ding, ding.
I am your host, Trebuchet, alongside many wonderful people. I have Chad Showtime Schultz directly to my left over here. How's it going?
It's going great, man. Thank you. Happy to be here. I'm super pumped about new format, doing this a little more frequently.
Absolutely. Every Saturday, coming at you live in your ear hole. To his left, we got Brooke the Bruiser in the house. How's it going?
Good, and yourself?
I am doing just hunky-dory.
Awesome.
Hunky-dory. That's what we're going with here. And to her left, because we're just going in a circles to the left kind of thing here, the one, the only, Cody Ghodes.
Thank you.
You're clapping for yourself.
Clapping for myself.
Wow. That's very, very pro wrestling of you. So we're all doing well and hunky-dory and good and stuff like that. So that's good. So let's just jump right into this because it's Royal Rumble season. This episode, we're going to start with the topic of Battle Royals. And, I don't know, for those of you that don't know, a Battle Royal is, the rules are guys come into the ring periodically, usually in like 2-minute intervals.
90 seconds to 2 minutes.
Depending on who's running it. And then, once you're in the ring, to get eliminated, you have to be thrown over the top rope and both feet touch the floor. And the Royal Rumble is a 30-man one traditionally, like you were telling me the other day.
First Royal Rumble was 20 men.
Yep.
2011 was 40.
Yep, that one Alberto Del Rio won. Just
He
for
sure
you
did.
Yeah.
keeping score at home. Hacksaw Jim Duggan won the first one, just because we're throwing the facts out there too.
Fun fact: the 2011 Royal Rumble is considered to be the longest match in modern pro wrestling history.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want to say 1 minute 1 hour 50 some minutes, I believe is the time.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, we're gonna throw out numbers out there too to you guys.
Right,
It's-
this is more of a math podcast than a wrestling podcast. This time.
Math and science.
I am prepared.
Math and science. And Battle Royals are real game changers here because the Royal Rumble, traditionally, the winner goes on to main event WrestleMania. But in the past, like, the WWE Championship has been on the line for the Royal Rumble. I believe Triple H was the last person to win the Royal Rumble when that occurred.
Yes.
And did Flair do it too?
Flair, yes. The vacant world title was on
Woo!
Flair.
Gotta throw some moves out there just because, hashtag Ric Flair is like that. But I love Battle Royals because, like I said, they're game changers. Like, when a champion gets hurt and they throw a Battle Royal at me, I just lose my mind. Like, when they used to do it on SmackDown a lot, I feel like back in the day. Like, the champion would get hurt, and they're like, all right, let's throw
There was from like 2002 to like 2006, there was a lot of Battle Royals on SmackDown.
I love
it.
I absolutely love it. Because guys that wouldn't normally get a shot at the WWE Championship at least get a, quote, shot at it. There's like a 0.1% chance they're ever going to win this match.
SmackDown actually had one of the few non-televised Rumbles when Chris Benoit won the Rumble in 2003, I believe. He went from SmackDown to Raw. Mm-hmm. The general manager said, "All right, we need a challenger for the WWE title."
Yeah.
So all the 15 SmackDown superstars that were in the 30-man Rumble, we're going to do a 15-man Rumble on SmackDown.
Really? So the number one contender was based on an untelevised thing,
a televised but non-pay-per-view Rumble on SmackDown. I'm trying to think who won it.
I'm going to say that sounds like a Teddy Long move.
No, it was pre-Teddy Long. I want to say it was actually
Heyman.
I think it was Heyman.
It was Heyman.
I think it was between Heyman.
Stephanie, maybe?
I don't think Kurt was. I think it was right before Kurt became SmackDown GM.
Okay. Well, wrestling nerds, you can feel free to comment below if.
Absolutely, correct us if we're wrong, and we very well could be.
But I'm never wrong. We all know that.
Yeah, well.
But all right, let's talk about our favorite winners of the Royal Rumble since we're here. My favorite. You brought up already was the Chris Benoit one because I never expected him to win that thing.
No, he was definitely like they barely presented him before that as like even a contender.
I know, and then like just for him to win it was
from
like,
number
amazing.
one. In fact, he
ran the gauntlet.
Yeah, he was. I think he holds the second longest time in a Rumble, right behind Mysterio.
Yeah, Mysterio was
when
he won it too.
He won it one as well.
Another one of my favorites. Mysterio's a big underdog, but he was already presented as
he was pretty heavily featured as like a contender before that Rumble too. He was like, Rey Mysterio, he could do it.
Yeah.
he got the post Eddie kind of push.
Yep, he got that. Chavo got that.
Yeah, I think Mysterio is the longest man in a Rumble by I think like 1 minute behind Chris Benoit.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, and if you're in the Royal Rumble for a really long time, I'm gonna love you. Like you're gonna be awesome. Like Kofi Kingston, Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels also won it from number 1 before.
Yes.
Just Rey Mysterio, Chris Benoit. These guys are they can all get it done in the ring, and they show why because they're in there for an hour. They wouldn't be otherwise. Vince McMahon surprisingly lasted a really long time.
He did,
but that's because he sat down at the commentator's desk.
Yeah, he hopped out of the ring at one point.
I like to call that a very Jerry Lawler-esque strategy.
I think he made that famous in the Battle Royals, hopping out through the middle.
He would always crawl under,
hide under the ring or something.
I remember him and Doink the Clown had a really bad feud back in the day or something. And
it was
comical.
Survivor Series.
Was it Survivor Series?
They had a Survivor Series match where it was Jerry the King Lawler and 4 midgets versus Doink and 4 midgets.
Yeah, it was quite the thing. You can look that up on the WWE
The
Network.
most 80s wrestling thing ever.
But yeah, it's just the Rumble. It's kind of my favorite time of year because it kicks off the whole WrestleMania. Road to WrestleMania.
The hype begins here.
It does, and I think I've already picked like 72 people, and there's only going to be 30 people in it. But we have a women's Royal Rumble this year.
We do, first ever.
So I just want to go around the room here and see our way too early favorites for the Royal Rumble, if we don't mind. I'm going to go to the right this time. Cody Ghodes, we're going at you first. Start with the women's. Well, just the women's right now, and then we'll go the other way for the men's.
I'm going to go with Asuka.
Asuka. The undefeated Asuka right now. Mm-hmm. That's fair? That's all you want to say about him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bruiser.
3 of them.
3?
You said favorites.
Yeah, favorites. Yeah, I've
oh.
already picked 72 people myself, so I'm not going to criticize anybody for picking more than one person.
My second, 5th pick is Liv Morgan. So I want to throw that out there too.
I love Asuka, Nia, and Becky Lynch.
Oh yes, the newly returning Becky Lynch.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Showtime.
So I can see this going one of 2 ways. I could see that the much anticipated debut of Rowdy Ronda Rousey makes her debut in the Royal Rumble. That's definitely.
They're in talks. They're publicly announcing that they're having talks. It's not even keeping it a secret.
TMZ reports that Ronda and her agent were seen out to dinner with Triple H just a few nights ago.
Oh.
That's juicy.
Yes, it is.
Juicy TMZ juice for you guys out there.
Royal Rumble, though?
I can see some of the negotiation going on.
So my thought is, Ronda wins the Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. We go to Elimination Chamber down the road.
Mm-hmm.
We've had our first Money in the Bank women's ladder match. We've had our first women's Royal Rumble. I think it's about time we have our first women's elimination chamber.
Love it. Love where you're going with that.
And I believe that Asuka will win that match, leading us up into the grandest stage of them all. Asuka's first WrestleMania as champion versus Ronda Rousey, the contender.
Ooh.
This is going to be high up on the card, boys.
No doubt.
I believe that there's
an event right there.
There's a real chance of that happening. That would be a great match. Asuka has proven to be arguably the best submissions female wrestler we've seen in the company ever.
The trend there is...
So then to put her up against an MMA fighter, it makes sense. They could have a technical classic. Assuming that doesn't happen, Asuka wins the Rumble. Goes on to fight Bliss at Mania for the Raw.
Real quick, back to what you were saying. Based on what you're saying, Ronda Rousey's going to go to Raw.
Ronda Rousey, yes,
and then Alexa Bliss would
lose the title at Elimination Chamber to Asuka.
Okay, it's interesting. Now, at the Rumble, do you feel like Ronda Rousey's going to throw Asuka out of the ring? Because I feel like
that would be a good build.
It would be a really good build.
That would. I feel like if anybody.
Because there's a big difference between being eliminated from a battle royal and a pinfall submission loss.
Sure, no,
there's still like that asterisk.
It definitely doesn't count as a loss when you lose a Royal Rumble. That said, Ronda Rousey's already going to come into much fanfare. But if you want to get the fire under everybody, have her toss out the undefeated Asuka.
That's good. That's really good. Now that you said all that, that's really cool. But I personally, my way too early Royal Rumble pick is somebody who's not even in the company right now also, and that's Gail Kim. Because Gail Kim, if she comes back, which I really want her to, I feel like she would be the one to set up, like I was saying for Ronda Rousey, just throw Asuka out, build that there, and just send her over there. And I think that Gail Kim versus Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania would be a really, really good match. Because their styles would just, like, help each other out really good. I want to see it be magical. Definitely see a figure 4 on the poll. I'm just saying.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
Something else worth considering, I guess, now I'm thinking about it, is maybe Rousey comes in, wins the Rumble, but decides to go to SmackDown instead, and we have...
Well, that's the thing.
We have the queen of women's wrestling, Charlotte.
You cannot overlook Charlotte.
No,
she's box office gold.
As I'm sitting here, it would also... That might... I believe Asuka versus Rousey would be the match I'd rather see, but through a historical standpoint, Charlotte versus Rousey might look better in the history books.
I feel like that's what they want to do, which Ronda Rousey may be at the Rumble and announce that she's in or something, but she may not actually enter the Rumble.
That could be a thing as well. It leads up to the 4 Horsemen versus the 4 Horsemen thing they've presented. I don't know if there's any major plans to do that, but 4 Horsemen of MMA versus the 4 Horsewomen of wrestling.
Yeah.
We saw hints of that at the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, so all speculation. I love it. Go ahead.
Speaking of Mae Young, I think a lot of wrestling fans miss her dearly.
Oh,
but
yeah.
There is this Women's Rumble has actually made me miss her a lot more because I wish wholeheartedly she could be a surprise entrant.
Oh, dude!
And come down to the ring and just throw someone over and like have them freak out. That sounds like my 2004 watching wrestling makes me. I used to love when she'd come out and just do silly things, and that just seems like the most like just she'd come out and throw over whomever. And
you could put her back with Mark Henry, who just like do anything ridiculous.
The just announced his retired Mark Henry. Actually,
I knew it was coming though.
Apparently, he announced it a few months ago, but for some reason, it just broke on the internet like 2 days ago.
I was only announced it that one time.
Oh yeah, when he tagged John Cena, that was fantastic.
I was there, dude. It was so good. But all right, that's enough hearsay for the women's division. I love it. It's big thing happening here. It's history, really. Never been done before. But now let's move on to the men's. And way too early picks for that. My first pick was Baron Corbin. I said that like season 3, like episode like 1, I'm sure. And if that doesn't happen, my first pick is right now Triple H. Just because that's just what happens in the WWE. They just like continuously push like the McMahons and the Helmsleys and
beyond just being a jaded wrestling fan. Do you see that storyline going anywhere? Like Triple H winning, where do you think it would lead? Or are we just being a little too snarky for our own good at this point?
They just like putting him and Brock together.
Yeah.
Triple H and Brock have a history of doing that.
They do that, don't they?
Like, yeah, I just see them doing that.
He put that Kimura lock over hard when they fought that time.
That was good.
He came out in like that, like
the brace,
that big old arm brace after.
Yeah. They did a really good sell job on that, and then they brought Shawn Michaels in and everything.
Yeah,
and broke Kimura on him.
Broke his arm.
Yeah. So good. But like in my heart of hearts, I want like Heath Slater to win. Like if Heath Slater to win the Royal Rumble, that'd be the biggest upset.
It's already been a banner year for 3MB. Like let's be honest, McIntyre NXT champion, Jinder, WWE champion. Heath Slater Royal Rumble winner, go on to beat Brock for the Universal title in Mania.
He was a tag team champion with Rhino.
He was early on in the year, first ever SmackDown WWE SmackDown tag team champion.
Exactly.
Rhino.
Credit where credit.
He's got kids, man.
He's got kids. Now he's got a resume. It's great. I love it. Good job, Heath Slater. Please win the Royal Rumble. You'll be my hero. And if not him, Kofi freaking Kingston, because of what he does in the Royal Rumble. Like everybody's all like, what's Kofi gonna do? Like, how about win the damn thing? That's what I'm saying. Because New Day rocks. Xavier Woods, new U.S. champion. Kofi Kingston, winner of the Royal Rumble. Big E Langston. I don't know. Give him a shot at AJ.
That makes me wonder. So what is everyone's favorite, Royal Rumble shenanigan? Like, to save yourself from getting eliminated? Kofi would do, or John Morrison used to do. What's everybody's favorite of that?
Oh, I was gonna say my favorite gimmick was Mick Foley coming down
with the three
multiple times for each personality. Yeah, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, Mankind came out 3 different times. It was wonderful.
That's awesome.
That's been in the rules in true pro wrestling fashion. But the handstand that Kofi did, that one I really liked.
Good. I like that one.
Using JBL's chair.
Yeah, didn't he pogo?
He pogoed his way out. Land, like you were saying, the Morrison thing, landing on the barricade and
he just hung there. He hung there for a minute.
Yeah.
Just like Spider-Man stuck to that wall.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Phoenix and the Great Khali.
Yes. Oh, they made out hard and Beth eliminated him.
Threw him over.
Yeah,
so
I
good.
remember that.
The Punjabi Playboy. Oh man, it's good stuff.
Didn't a few years ago? Didn't Adam Rose? No. It wasn't Adam Rose, but his Rosebuds were at ringside. I think, was it Kofi that got thrown? Someone got thrown out, and the Rosebuds just body surfed him around the ring and then threw him back in. I can't remember who that was. Tweet me at Showtime Schultz if you remember. I'd love to hear about it.
Me too, because that's just a great Royal Rumble moment. That's great stuff. Did we talk about surprise entrance yet?
No, in fact, we haven't even gone through everybody's picks.
You remember you're going this way, then this way.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
am I done picking? I think I'm done picking.
All right. I'm sure if you tune in before the Royal Rumble, Trebuchet will have at least 25 more picks.
Yeah, please do. I think we're probably going to do a Saturday show and then the pay-per-view show. So
sure.
We'll have a pre-show and then a pre-show. It'll be fun.
So I have to mention, much to Trebuchet's chagrin, I believe that Dolph Ziggler.
Don't say that.
Some momentum.
Trebuchet
has left the building.
He left the room. Everyone.
He has lost his smile and dropped the belt. I am now the official host of this podcast. Oh, and he's gonna come in here and super kick me now.
I'm just gonna give you the shocked look, just the typical no, you didn't.
That's
Booker
right.
T, big eyes.
Yeah, that's right.
Ziggler. Mr. Relinquished the U.S. title. But go ahead.
I believe him winning the U.S. title is something of an upset, and then just dropping it, he's got a real shot to come back at the Royal Rumble, and if he doesn't win it, he will at least eliminate someone very high name from it, sending him to WrestleMania to fight whomever he eliminates. So
to make him try and steal the show,
maybe. So I could see Shinsuke being on fire in the Rumble, building up several eliminations, getting close to the record. Ziggler comes in and just tosses him out unceremoniously. So assuming Ziggler doesn't win, I believe when he does enter the Rumble, that's not an if, that's a when he enters the Rumble.
Oh no!
It will set him up for whatever he's doing at Mania.
Oh, I'm gonna get heated.
Anyone else that I feel like really has momentum? I think Balor might have something.
Balor's got a lot of momentum.
Balor still hasn't got his one-on-one rematch for the Universal title.
And this match is just set up for Balor to win too. He just reunited with the Bullet Club.
Yeah, he's definitely got some momentum. And then, as much as I hate to say it, there's always the Roman factor.
Roman.
Oh yeah, always a Roman factor.
There's it's been rumored.
The only thing that slows him down is him having the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, well, he's set to defend against The Miz on the 25th anniversary of Raw, so we'll see whether that's even still a factor.
Awesome. But yeah, if he drops the Intercontinental Championship, I will immediately jump on the Roman train.
Sure.
So long as he's got it, I won't pick him. I won't.
You
not pick the United States champion
you don't think the WWE put both titles on Roman? You don't think that happened?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it would make good box office for WrestleMania. Is what I don't think. Just based on their recent love of the triple main events, that they would just But then again,
Every match is a main
then
event
again,
at WrestleMania.
you never say never because, the Warrior fought Hogan back in the day. It
He
was
did.
Intercontinental Champion versus
He did
WWE Champion.
Seth Rollins defended the U.S. title and the WWE title in one night when he held them both.
Oh, yeah. So it's not unheard of. I just don't see it happening.
Sure. How about you, Brooke?
I always have to go with Balor
You're going Balor Club
and Roman.
and Roman. Okay, that's fair.
Are they gonna win together like Luger and classic brain fart? Who were the co-Royal Rumble winners from way back when? It was Luger and
I don't know.
I'm like,
Yeah.
My
tested,
thing
yeah.
is, both of them have like factions behind them now
Mm-hmm.
to help keep them in.
That's true.
Because
Was it
they're
Luger
going to
and
work
Brett?
together. And
Yeah.
Bret Hart.
yeah.
I like it. I'm okay with this. Like, I wouldn't be, like, obviously Roman would, like, fight Brock is what I'm saying. But if you guys can't tell, I'm obviously picking Brock for the triple threat
Right.
coming up in the Royal Rumble.
I think that's almost a done deal.
It's
at
pretty
this
much a
point.
shoe-in. I won't be surprised if Braun wins, but I'll get into that later.
Sure.
I was gonna go with Finn, like a lot of other people already said. And then Rusev, maybe.
Rusev is really
Rusev is crazy over.
Crazy
right now.
over,
A
dude.
happy Rusev Day to everyone.
Happy
before I
Rusev
forget.
Day. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't want to, like, be rude. We need to throw
Yeah.
that out there.
And then Braun.
Yes, that's really interesting point I was going to bring up. Like, do we see anybody wrestling in a match earlier on in the night winning the Royal Rumble? Braun Strowman's a really good pick.
I know, yeah.
Because I
Coming
could
late.
I could see him losing the match but not getting the pinfall decision.
not getting pinned.
Yeah,
Because as we were talking before the show, we all think Kane's going to lose
Kane
this
is
match.
eating the pin
Yeah.
at the Royal Rumble. I believe that wholeheartedly. I'm actually impressed Kane is even still working at this point. I think he's he has to be the longest working guy on the roster.
Tenured
currently.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, he has to be, right?
Besides Triple H, obviously.
Yeah, that doesn't.
yeah.
Actually, Kane's been there longer.
Has he been there
Kane,
longer?
Did he start?
Kane, good old Isaac Yankem. He's been working for the WWE forever. The Christmas creature.
Oh my Lord. Throwing out all the old gimmicks.
Yeah,
I'm looking it up.
both Kane and the WWE
92
Universe were
in
rather
the
forget.
indie circuit. So yeah, he's been doing it for a while. I don't know when he moved to WWE to be, but yeah.
But yeah, he's great. He's great for the
95,
product. He
yeah.
really is. Because, like, he can go in there with anybody and just get it done. He can talk. He can wrestle.
He still moves so well for a guy his size after all these years. You'd
Yeah,
think his
and
knees-
his age,
Yeah,
you know?
you'd think his knees would be dust at this point.
Yeah. Not afraid to mix it up with anybody. But, okay, what were we talking about there? Main event. Oh, yeah. Surprise entrance. Let's get into this now. What were some of our favorite surprise entrants in the Royal Rumble history? Like, most memorable ones are, like, I remember Triple H coming back, and he, like, he was cheered by the crowd, and, like, it surprised the hell out of me because he was such a heel for so long.
Yeah,
But it was after
we're
that
talking
really
about. Are we
bad-
talking about the most recent one, or
No,
when,
no,
he,
no,
or when
no,
he came
no.
back off injury?
Yeah, the injury one.
in like 2002.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going back a ways.
He didn't announce he was going to be in the Royal Rumble before. Like, it wasn't really a surprise. He
Really?
he made his return at the Royal Rumble, but I think he showed up a few weeks before, and
Okay, now see what
I
that
think
is.
he attacked whomever was champ and said, like, I'm going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Okay, well, I remember he was being cheered, and that was like a
Yeah,
shock
no,
to
it was
everybody.
his first match back, so it was a big deal.
John Cena coming back.
John Cena coming
the
back.
Madison Square Garden one
Yeah,
particularly.
there's actually a lot of speculation. So he was hurt before that.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of speculation that he wasn't hurt nearly as bad as they said he was.
Yeah, 'cause they kept
to
saying
set that up.
he
They said
came
was-
back too soon.
Yeah, they said he was supposed to be out for something like 8 or 10 months and came back at like 5.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I didn't expect to see him, and then he won it too.
Yeah, it was the first time someone had won at number 30.
Yeah.
But yeah, that image of him kind of standing there with his head down with the hat on at 30 coming out of the thing, that's one of the more iconic images related to the Royal Rumble.
You see that every time they talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, you got to talk about it.
One of my favorites is actually when Chris Jericho returned at number 1 a few years
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I was
That
thinking
was
of that.
fun.
was thinking of that one in particular.
Yeah,
was really good.
That one one.
No,
Oh, yeah, good.
no one.
Yeah, it's good.
Everybody's like, "Oh, we're all ready for surprise entrances in the Rumble," and then Chris Jericho enters at number
Yeah.
one.
I remember screaming a lot. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember you screaming a lot too.
Styles entering at number 3 a few years back.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was
great
just
Huge
both,
pop.
both the things I wanted to
Yeah,
talk
no,
about
no
there.
one.
Boom.
I mean, it had been rumored, but like no one was ready, and I think
Yeah.
people didn't expect him that soon.
No.
He did really well at that
And,
Rumble.
and that match, in particular, yeah.
One of my favorites, both as a surprise entrant and mostly just because of the moment, was in the 40-man Rumble. Kevin Nash as Diesel comes out, and
Oh,
you
really?
can hear on the mic Matt Striker go, "Oh shit!" I don't think Diesel lasted too long in that Rumble, but then
his knees are blowing.
yeah,
out,
well,
you
no.
know,
So
that's
he
the
got
thing.
thrown out, but he and Big Show had like a stare down on his way down the ramp. It was actually it was a cool moment, but it kind of led to some pretty meh stuff with Nash because we didn't see him fight the Big Show.
Yeah.
He went on to do that stuff with CM Punk that fell through, and then ultimately we had the Triple H versus Sting match that from Mania a few years ago that I really felt was terrible.
Probably wasn't that like Sting's last match too?
It was his Sting fought Seth after
did a little
that,
bit
and
after
then
that. I remember
Seth,
that,
Seth
yeah.
messed him up.
Okay.
No, the Sting versus Triple H match turned into NWO versus DX.
It turned out more cheesy.
Yeah,
than anything
WWE
else.
felt the need to flex their muscles on winning a war they'd won 13 years prior to the match.
Yeah. They're like always remember. And
That's
they're like,
right.
we can't forget.
That's right.
We have the network. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's something. They did this last year. They had a couple NXT call-ups. Do we think of anybody coming up this year?
Well, I don't know a lot about the current NXT because I'm watching it with you. It's
Sure.
13.
I know Drew McIntyre's down there. I
Okay.
know Eric Young's down
Drew
there.
McIntyre,
Eric Young
Drew
would be
McIntyre
cool.
is on injury, so as much as I'd love to see him come up, he
Okay.
won't be there. EY,
I want-
that's a
that'd be
real
cool.
thing that could happen.
I wanna see
my
that.
name, my name,
Showtime,
Eric Young.
absolutely. Bring Showtime up to the big time. That's what we want.
That's right. I actually don't think we're gonna see too many male surprise entrances.
No.
Or NXT call-ups. I think if we're going to,
It's gonna be on the women's side
I think Roderick Strong or Cassius Ono, two high name NXT superstars that really aren't doing a ton down there at the moment.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to call it from NXT, I think the women's Rumble is where you're going to see the NXT call-ups and the surprise entrances
Okay.
this year. As it
Who in particular?
stands, I think every active woman on the roster is entered in the Rumble, and we've only got like 15 or 16 entrances.
Right.
So we definitely have some spots to fill.
Okay.
My picks for that, I believe, my girls, the iconic duo, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, will definitely be making an impact.
Same.
I'll get there, everybody. I'm in 2013 in
That's
my
right,
NXT. I'll get there.
He is
I'm
way-
binge watching it
You're
hard.
hoping that Sasha comes up
That's
and
right.
I
Paige comes up.
This Bailey's gonna be good. Let me tell you.
Alexa, don't get me started.
Yeah, that's.
Surprise entrances for the women's Rumble though?
Ember
So-
Moon.
Ember
When
Moon.
Gail Kim.
Ember
We were talking
Moon.
about
She's
last
got the
time.
NXT title. I think that would be a great surprise entrance of Ember.
To put the women's NXT champion up there would not be unheard of, right?
No,
That's a good point.
wasn't Bo Dallas NXT champ when he debuted in the Rumble that
I think
time?
That's right,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah, he threw somebody out. He threw Wade Barrett out. And they
Okay,
kind of gave him like a push on the main roster for like 3 weeks. Like, he's not ready. Send him back down.
And now he's just floating around mid card.
Yeah, no,
Kind of jobber status. Who knows? It's hard to say with Bo
the
Curtis.
sad state of Bo Dallas. I mean, I believe though,
I
believe.
I always have. All you have to do is believe. Any legend. So Gail Kim.
They'll probably have some legends. Trish Stratus wouldn't be unheard of. Her or Lita coming in just to
Trish
be.
is still like in great shape.
Yeah,
too. I think
she
she
is.
does like fitness stuff. So
Yeah.
I think she'd be ready at any time. I don't know with Lita's neck the way it is. I don't know if they
let her
if they
wrestle.
let her.
Do a
I don't know if
spot
she.
at all,
I don't know
like-
if she could get cleared.
Okay.
There was
I
talk-
heard Beth Phoenix is doing commentary now, so it wouldn't be unheard of for her.
Yeah,
to...
Beth Phoenix has her foot in the door. It would definitely not be unheard of. her and Natty working together in the Rumble would be a cool little
That
moment.
makes sense, yeah.
In fact,
well, Mickey James and Trish Stratus in the Rumble would be like
that would be
amazing.
really cool.
But
Yeah.
I think if,
callback.
because Natty's really trying to step up the heel stuff right now. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like her and Beth Phoenix in the Rumble would be like a cool moment, and then Natty throws her over.
Oh,
just
yeah,
to
yeah.
like pop the crowd. Like that would be.
You're like, oh, boo,
That's,
Natty.
yeah, no, I think that would be a cool
nice,
moment. I would,
yeah.
I'd say, I'd book that right now.
I don't count out Stephanie McMahon putting herself in there either.
Oh yeah, it's a good point.
That's one thing. Never count out the McMahons. Like, 'cause they love doing that. Like, she has no reason to right now, but it would definitely make things interesting.
The only other one that the internet really seems to want to see, Karma, Awesome Kong, Kai
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Cenat.
a fan.
They
I'm
want
a
to.
fan.
Bring
They
them back
want
Awesome Kong and Gail Kim. Bring them both up.
Yeah,
they
no,
can't
they-
separate.
Well, they've
can,
had some of the best matches
they-
in
they-
history.
they
And that's
were-
including the men's matches.
They
Just
were doing
straight up.
Like, they have 5 DVDs on.
They
it,
were
at
doing the
least.
Women's Revolution in TNA long before the Women's Revolution ever came.
Absolutely.
Exactly,
They were
dude,
tearing it down.
exactly.
Taryn Terrell's part of that.
Well, this was long. This was even
Way
before.
before that. That's like
this was,
early NXT.
this
They
was,
were doing that shit. Or,
No, I'm talking.
TNA.
Oh,
Early TNA.
yeah, this was when TNA basically went to Spike for the first time, like in 2004. It was right when Gail Kim had left the company the first time.
Yeah.
Awesome Kong, who was Amazing Kong, coming up on the Indies, and they hired both of them. They were basically the only two. You know, I think TNA had Angelina and Velvet at the time.
They
but
had the beautiful people.
yeah, that was basically their entire women's division. But the first ever TNA women's champion was Gail Kim beating Awesome Kong,
Yep.
and that was a classic.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen the history DVD. You showed it to me.
Oh, yeah.
I remember this.
It's really good. Anytime you want me to bust that out, I will.
Or any TNA DVD. Yeah, like thousands.
We're
not joking.
I've got a couple of boxes upstairs. That's
They
all.
were giving them away, right?
I believe that. giving the DVDs away with
last sale.
That's right. Giving the
50
DVDs
for $1.
giving the DVDs away with like we're giving the tickets away.
Yeah.
Shots fired. Do better, TNA. That's all I'm saying.
Please do better.
Yeah.
Please.
I want to root for your company. I really do. It just
I'd like to root for that company if I knew what it was being called this week.
But all right, switching gears here a little bit from all the Battle Royal and Royal Rumble stuff here. If we're all done talking about that, anybody else got anything to say about that? No.
I think
all
we're
right.
good.
We'll
we're
move
done,
on
yeah.
to the breast wrestler, as I like to call her, Miss Paige.
Are you proud of what you just said?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Does it a lot.
It was very titillating phrase.
If you
man.
go back to season 3, you will hear it. If you go back to season 2, you will hear it. If you go back to season 1,
Boom.
you will hear
Okay,
it.
I'm done.
The breasts.
But anyways, it's sad news in Paige land. She had an injury on a house show,
Yes.
and she is no longer going to be cleared to wrestle.
It's what
Maybe
it's
forever. Is
what it's
what it
sounding
sounds
like.
like. Yeah,
wow.
at least for WWE.
Yeah, so I've been reading. I looked in. I actually sent you a text message talking about the other day.
Yeah, you actually sent me a link to the injury,
Yeah,
which we'll throw up.
So
I saw that,
Yeah. So she had just gotten back off of her neck and back injury. I'm hearing she has spinal stenosis, which is what retired Edge. And it's also
Yeah.
what Sheamus is currently working with.
That was the saddest news. I didn't know about Sheamus. Sheamus
Yeah,
is like one of the hardest workers in WWE.
He's about one bad blow away from being done too. I think
Oh, man.
that's speculation, but that's what I'm hearing. So Paige has just come back. Had only been back for a few months. Really getting some momentum with Absolution. I'm really liking what her,
she was
Mandy
like
Rose,
their
and Sonya
leader.
been
Like,
doing.
yeah.
She took long story short. She threw Sasha into a corner. Turn around to do something to the crowd. Sasha pops up in the corner and gives her a drop kick to the back.
Yeah.
They both go down. Paige tries for about 30 seconds to get back to her feet and can't. Stumbling around. Ref throws up the X, and she made it out of the ring on her own power. She was on Raw the next week as a manager role, not involved in the action, but she was at ringside for Absolution. And then it came out that they'd been doing tests. Everyone was hoping it was just a stinger and that she was going to be okay.
Right.
But it sounds like WWE has no intention of clearing her in the future. It's also come out in the past few hours that the rumors are that her doctor didn't even want to. Her non-WWE doctor did not even want to clear her this time.
Oh, okay.
He said she had no business being in the ring
Before,
prior
yeah.
to this
Okay.
injury. And then for her to get injured again so soon, in the same way. It sounds like WWE doctors are just not gonna
There's
not gonna
red
be
flags everywhere.
going for it. It's really sad. She's only 25.
Yeah. She's like as far as wrestling experience goes, so she's like a
she's
veteran.
She's a grizzled vet at age 25.
She has had some matches in there, but it was really bad whiplash effect. Essentially, is what it looked like. And you were bringing up like in our text conversations that now there's like a taboo on kicks to the back.
Yeah, no, it's in the past few months we've been talking about why are we kicking each other in the back?
You can't see it coming.
You can't see it coming, and the whiplash effect is really the problem that we're being presented with. Is these guys are hurting their necks because they can't get ready for the shot.
Well, like it's one thing to like suplex somebody from behind because you can feel them, like you know they're there.
Yeah, and you can position your as you're being thrown through the air. You can tuck your neck in the proper way, but you don't have an opportunity to brace for the kick before it happens.
Yeah. You're just like dead weight, and then
I would not.
Your weight goes one way.
I would not be surprised if in the near future we don't see kicks to the back in any way. So that would this was Sasha kind of like popped. She pulled herself up in the corner and stuck her feet in her back.
Yeah,
which isn't a spot you usually see ever. The one you usually see is the person will be like they'll go for like a takeover and the person will be sitting.
Yeah,
and the guy will drop kick him in the back.
Right.
Which is a little better, but still pretty
vicious. Every time I see like they do like a snapmare and then they'll go and do it again to him, like just like oh man, that's really hard on the neck and.
Yeah, and then Paige already having a very bad neck. I guess she had she has scoliosis and spinal stenosis and another injury so soon.
Not looking good.
Yeah. She posted on Instagram saying that her quote was that the comeback is always greater than the setback. So I'm hoping she's in a good mindset. Paige has had one of the hardest years I think a pro wrestler has had between everything that's happened to her.
Off stage and
behind the scenes, and there's no real reason to go into the rumor mill and everything. But I would say that she seems like a good person. And she's definitely been through a lot, and I think I speak for everybody at the podcast when you say that thoughts are with her.
Yeah. Well, Bruiser, you watch a lot of Total Divas, like, and
funny enough, you just mentioned that because I'm on season 6, like halfway through the season, and they're just about to split the brands, and Paige is not cleared because of her neck problem.
Interesting. Wow, that's like really good foreshadowing for sure. Yeah. But like we've talked about this before, like Paige, like. She just seems like she's really young with her decision making. Like I remember an episode in particular, like she was riding around on a motorcycle or a dirt bike or something, and she took a bad spill there, and it's just like, oh my lord, why would you like take those risks or whatever? But
she's
young, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Jeff Hardy had similar problems when he was about that age. He did something on like an ATV one time and like broke his leg like in the middle of a push.
Oh, no, he was TNA champion.
Was it TNA champion?
Yeah. They
older.
showed it on TNA so many times.
Really?
Like,
oh, that was old. Then he would have been older than I'm thinking
it was more recent than you think.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy
changed the whole storyline because of it. They were clearly not ready for it.
But yeah, I feel really bad for Paige because like she seems like, she has good intentions and everything's just, luck and life and all that stuff.
I think that British style is really hard on those guys.
Oh yeah. It's Sheamus, Cesaro.
That ultra physical British style. We're even seeing it in.
I can't believe William Regal's still standing. Like, honest to God,
he's also not clear to compete anymore. I believe that's why he is
the commissioner of NXT right now.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. He does a great job. He's a great authority figure. I've always liked him, and
I've always liked him.
He's one of the funniest people in WWE. Just like when you listen to. Listen to him talk. There was a DVD. It was like the top 50 incidents in WWE history, and they cover the one where Schnitzky punts the baby into the crowd.
So bad.
That was one of the. But
oh my God.
My favorite part of that is they're like interviewing these guys like best weekend ever style, and they interview William Regal, and he goes, "Maybe it's just me being an old villain, but I thought that was hilarious."
Oh, that's right up there with Mae Young giving birth to a hand. It's right up there. Like,
please stop giving birth in wrestling.
It never works out good.
Yeah.
Like, All right, but yeah, that's our injury portion of this. And now let's go into something a little happier. The mixed match bracket here.
I made 2.
The bracket's so great, he made it twice.
I don't know what. I don't know
Wow,
what I use.
I punted
officially.
that one.
That's one hell of a segue there, Showtime. Yeah. Are you proud of what you just said there?
Oh, no, it's not even. I've stumbled. I've stumbled through 3 jokes in a row.
So is this for the?
Yes, we are officially going to put up the Money in the Bank
I don't know where it went.
briefcase, which we will find before next show.
Yeah.
You guys have a Money in the
We
Bank?
have
about
a
this
very
big.
no. It's a piece
Oh,
of paper
all right.
folded
6 inches.
very well.
And
Patty Patterson made it.
the winner of
Season
that basically can cash in at any time. And basically what we do is it's aces and eights in the inside the briefcase. So we basically do one showdown hand of Texas Hold'em. The guy with the Money in the Bank gets the aces, and the champion gets the eights, and you run one
You
hand.
effectively have about approximately 80% chance of winning.
Which
the
is
belt.
what we determined was the actual ratio for the actual Money in the Bank at the time.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So we do that, and you basically, when you're catching, you just have to scream aces and eights. At least that's the way I did it last
So
time.
back when the aces and eights were a thing.
Yeah. That was
In
a whole TNA
I
stable.
think you guys were like the 2 guys watching that. At the
Yeah.
I
time.
got
no.
it. I've
We
got the
watched it
DVD
until-
sets upstairs, man.
We watched TNA Hardcore up until about 7 months before Jeff and Matt Hardy came back. So we missed like a little bit of their history or beforehand.
No, I saw Matt's wife and their kid and stuff. Like I saw a lot just before Matt got broken is when I stopped.
It got to the
watching.
point where they didn't know if it was even going to be on the next week, and so we're just like,
You know,
fuck
that
it.
was-
It got really
there
bad.
was
It fell off a cliff in like 6 months.
It
time.
wasn't
Yeah.
even in high definition where I could get it, so I stopped watching
Yeah,
it. That is
that
really
didn't
what
help either.
happened.
Yeah.
There was that was the thing is that, like every week they're like, is there even going to be is it even going to be on? Spike was running the wrong weeks sometimes.
Yeah,
like
I know, yep.
they were running reruns for some reason.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
they
it was
were in
bad.
negotiation, and they were like, when they moved to Pop, and we couldn't even get it, like you said, in HD and stuff, so we just stopped watching it.
Exactly. But
And now Matt's woken in WWE.
love that.
Yeah.
Love Woken Matt Hardy.
It seems like the lawsuit that they had been settled somehow. But yeah, we've got woken Matt.
And he's feuding with Bray Wyatt, which is just so good. So good. Those two just going back and forth. I
Really
love
good.
it. Like
Best
if
thing
you
going
just
on right now.
read like
Like
the words, like
Yeah,
you're like,
I want to read a
what?
transcript.
Yeah, like
Next episode, if I'm around, I want to read a transcript of some of Matt's stuff.
it's gonna be
No, it's gonna be
Oh.
ha 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 ha. I'm gonna really enunciate it.
We should do a thing where we just go to random drive-throughs in the area and just like order as woken Matt.
That sounds brilliant.
Bringing it across the city. You better watch out.
But yes, back to the mixed match bracket. Sorry about that. I went on a little tangent there, everybody. But the WWE has officially teamed up men and women in tag teams and put a bracket together. And every Tuesday, they're going to have one match, is it?
1 match a week.
One match a week. And they're going to do this until they have a mixed match winner. But you need to note that there is a second chance fan vote. So if your team loses, they can be voted back in by
I'm
the
pretty
fans.
sure the rule is the first 2 rounds. I couldn't get a explicit thing that said that. I looked online a bunch. I feel like
it makes-
because that match is going to be the last week of round 2, I feel like that's how they're doing it.
It would only make sense
Yeah.
that I can't imagine there'd be anything other than that.
Okay, but now we're just going to go into picks for this, I think.
I would like you, Trebuchet, to pick one of these. I filled out 2, and you get to pick face down which one I'm going to use.
Let's go with this one.
Okay, I want the shit on it. I don't know what this is. It's like scrap paper. All right. Okay, the one I originally filled out.
Go ahead, Cody Ghodes. You may take the helm here because I'm going to fill this out
Okay.
really quick here.
I will bring up what I picked on the other one just briefly before or at the end. But okay, so there's 12 competitors because of this fan vote. So it's like the same number of rounds, the 16 team bracket you would see, any kind of bracketing. So because of this, we are having each round be worth 24 points. So picks in round 1 are worth 4 points each. Correct picks for round 2 are worth 6 points each. And then round 3 is doubled to 12. And then the champion, if you get it right, is worth 24 points. So you can really screw up a bunch of picks from the beginning and still end up winning if you just have the right champion. because I don't know how many people are going to get on. It's probably like maybe 5 to 10, 12. I don't know. We have until Tuesday.
Who knows?
Thanks.
No problem.
In round 1, we have Finn Balor and Sasha Banks. This is right on the top of the bracket. I believe this is week 1. And then Shinsuke Nakamura and Natalya as teams. I went with Finn Balor. I don't know. Are we going to go around with picks?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Another tidbit. It's going to be on Facebook Watch, which I'm trying to figure out if I can get that on a TV or do I have to watch it on the computer.
I think you probably have to watch it on the computer.
Well, then I will plug my computer into my TV.
That's your HDMI ports.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm assuming at some point they'll put it on the WWE Network.
I-
Maybe
I
in its
don't-
entirety.
Can you Chromecast
I don't
from
think
Facebook?
they will. I
don't
think
think so?
this is. So it sounds like WWE
Yeah.
is trying to try other media.
Facebook's paying
mediums.
them for this.
Yeah, Facebook is.
Oh.
Like, I don't know if you've ever clicked this button on Facebook next to the news feed. It's got like episodes of like reality shows and stuff. It's
Oh.
really crazy.
Yeah, Facebook is
Facebook's trying to push watching
this-
TV on
Yeah,
it.
Facebook's trying a new thing, and I think having WWE on it will be one of those things. So I
That
think
is like a good thing to do. Because
by putting it on the network, I
Yeah.
think would violate whatever kind of
Oh.
deal they have. Maybe when this is long over,
They'll post
possibly.
it back
5
on
to
there
10
probably.
years.
Yeah.
Sure.
Give it
Yeah.
5 to 10.
They'll have a yeah, but yeah. So that'd be cool to watch that on there. Okay, I picked Finn. Are we just gonna go round by round?
You got the helm.
I'll do the rounds. I'll announce my first round, and then we'll go and talk
Go
about
ahead.
each first
Go
round
ahead.
pick. Okay. Then The Miz and Asuka are going up against Big E and Carmella. I picked The Miz and Asuka because they're pushing Asuka hard. Then we have Strowman and Bliss versus Sami Zayn and Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch just came back. We saw on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. I like Strowman and Bliss. I find that team interesting because I find this whole tournament interesting because I don't know how much they're going to stick to what is currently going on in the story. If they're going to try and make it its own little story within the storylines, I don't know.
It's interesting because one match a week, and we're
Yeah.
going to go 12 or 13 weeks.
Exactly. I feel like
That,
it needs to
that
have
leaves,
its own
that leaves a
storyline.
lot of storylines are going to change, and injuries can happen. So
That's
like
exactly true,
This
too.
is
Like,
this is
yes.
good. This is going to be really interesting to see how this works. Like this could be a great new opportunity for WWE for a new medium, or this could fall flat on its face if like 2 people get injured at some point during this.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
you
we'll-
have 3 people on 3 different teams. That's like a lot of this. Right
Yeah, you'd
out
have
the
to do
window.
all as
Exactly.
it stands. I'm sorry for interrupting, but Bailey, we were to vote on Bailey's partner, and Samoa Joe won the votes, but was injured on Raw,
So they
which is
already-
why
yeah.
she's using Elias.
Yep. Mhm.
Elias got the second amount.
Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, then Goldust and Alicia Fox are going up against Jimmy Uso and Naomi. I went with Goldust and Fox because I'm a Goldust guy. Then Elias and Bailey, like you just said, versus Rusev and Lana, and I went with Rusev and Lana. And then lastly, Apollo Crews and Nia Jax versus Bobby Roode and Charlotte Flair, Team Robe. And I went with Team Robe.
Team Robe. I like
Bobby
that.
Roode and Charlotte
Yes.
Flair.
Did you guys see them change robes?
Yeah. I was
that
actually
was
just going to
awesome.
ask if you'd seen that. Yeah, he's-
Rude did not fit. I'm just saying. Where's the rest of the robe?
Big guy, little coat.
That was a fun moment. And I also like the way that is Carmella on this?
Carmella's with Big E.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
I
say
said
the way
that.
the way that she selected her partner was really good too.
All right, Trebuchet, let me know your round 1 picks now.
All right, I got Balor Banks.
I'm sorry, who was your... Oh, so we're only doing the first round. Continue.
Yeah, first round, then
Sorry.
we're going to go back around and do
I
round
got
2.
Balor Banks, and then I got Miz Asuka, Strowman Bliss, the Usos, Rusev Day because that's gonna move on.
It's just Jimmy Uso. I find it funny. I Googled which one it was because I didn't know. I was like a little unsure
It's the one
who
that
she was married to.
It's the one she's married to,
So I
right?
Google Naomi, and it says on Google, I'm like the people related to Naomi, it says the Usos spouse. And I'm like, it's not the Usos.
She's not married to both of them.
Yeah.
And then I got Rude and Flair moving on as well. That's
Okay.
my whole first round
First,
one winners.
Chad, what you
Sure.
got?
I have Baylor Banks, Ms. Asuka, Strowman Bliss, Jimmy and Naomi. I have Elias and Bailey. Yeah, I don't think Rusev and Lana are gonna do it. However, if I stand to be wrong anywhere, I think that's probably where it'll be. And Rude and Flair.
Okay.
For the first round.
Yep, first round.
I have Balor and Banks winning against Shin and Natty. Miz and
Surprise.
Asuka winning against Biggie and Carmella. Strowman and Bliss winning against Zayn and Lynch. Uso and Naomi versus Goldust and Alicia Fox going with the married couple there. Same with Rusev and Lana. And then Team Robes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Did everybody pick Team Robes, I
Yep.
believe?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's interesting because you did mention we've got 2 married couples here, and then
Yeah.
Natty's also on Total Divas. Who's on the cast of Total Divas right now? Because I don't watch
The
it.
Miz.
Carmella.
I think.
Yeah, the Miz is on
Miz.
there.
This seems like a vehicle to push
Total Divas?
Total Divas a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see Bliss on
Really?
there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think everybody on Total Divas is on this list, and we've got 2
Is
married.
Becky on?
They
Total
could
Divas?
really heavy
I haven't
backstage
seen
this
her yet.
Yeah.
She
for
might.
Yeah,
Total Divas.
they
Then
definitely-
because that would fit the ability to make the
Yeah.
storylines work. If they just tie it more into Total
I'm
Divas storylines.
I'm calling this right now. This is a vehicle to push Total Divas.
Okay. I like that.
Maybe they'll get Total Divas on Facebook Watch Andy. Ooh.
That could be.
Oh,
well,
business.
actually, assuming
Vince, call me.
if
Vince, call me.
it makes sense because if this Facebook Watch thing takes off, they might be willing to offer WWE a better deal.
It seems
to
like
carry-
reality shows work on
Yeah,
it,
it
too,
seems like they
so-
might offer WWE a better deal to carry Total Divas than E, especially if this works out successfully for both Facebook and WWE.
Okay, so then let's do round 2. Say the winners of the 3 matches, and then say out of those people, now that we said who are out, who the fan vote you have is. I have Miz and Asuka beating Balor and Banks, so that's that top third of the bracket. Then in the middle third, I have Strowman and Bliss defeating Goldust and Alicia Fox. Goldust got 1 win. He ain't getting 1 more.
I like that team, Goldust and Alicia
I think it's a
Fox.
good team,
too.
too. They're fun. I
both,
hope they win.
they're both crazy.
This bracket that you picked is more of the one
That's
I
a better way to
want to
put it.
happen. Like, out of my 2 brackets, this one's like the stuff I want to have happen more than the stuff I thought might happen.
Yeah.
So
Goldust is crazy relevant
I
in
like him.
WWE currently. Even the past month, he's just
Been
his
around.
relevancy has really picked up.
He was a cruiserweight at one point.
Yeah,
I was like, he mixed it up with
he
those guys.
wrestling with Cedric. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting what they're doing with him.
then on the bottom third, I have Rusev and Lana beating Rude and Flair. However, then Rude and Flair get the fan vote.
Ooh, it's a rematch.
Then it'll be a rematch, and we'll talk about what I do with that after we talk about what you have, Cody.
Okay. For you and me, the top is the same. I've got Miz and Asuka over Balor and Banks. Then after that, I've got Strowman and Bliss over the Usos because I had the Usos moving on. Moving onward, Team Robes is going to be Rusev and Lana. And then my fan vote, which was a really hard team for me to eliminate in the first place, was Sami Zayn and Becky Lynch.
I thought about using them.
I feel like they're going to come back, and then they're going to do stuff like wrestling, the Rudes and the Flares.
like we both kind of teased, kind of did it. All right, Chad.
I've got Miz and Asuka, Strowman and Bliss, and then I have Charlotte and Bobby Roode. And then I really like that idea. I believe that Sammy and Becky will come back to fight Bobby and Charlotte,
Cool.
which could be the match that steals this entire competition.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
That could be.
I want to
That could
see
be.
that.
That could be a
Fun.
match of the year.
Just
candidate.
on paper, and I am looking at it on paper. It looks really good.
All right, Brooke.
So, you guys have me conflicted.
I love this. I
Because
love
I,
it.
too, have got Miz and Asuka winning, Strowman and Bliss winning, Rude and Flair winning. But you guys, them constantly wanting to put Charlotte and Becky against each other breaks my heart.
Oh, no, it's true.
Like, I know their
Oh.
beef is good television, but it breaks my heart. They are best friends, and I love it. So my fan vote is going to be Naomi and Jimmy Uso.
That's fair. That's fair. I like them. They're good together. They're married.
All right, now we'll
Good
just.
wrestlers. I'd see the match.
And-
You know what I mean?
Did you know that they're all fighting for charities?
Oh no,
I
No,
did. I did
not
hear
know that.
I did hear that. I didn't catch who everybody's charities were, but I did hear
The
that.
one
yeah.
that stuck in my head is the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, that's
with
huge in the
Naomi.
WWE.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Mhm.
I know. I did. The only one I saw was that Shinsuke and Natty are wrestling for Make a Wish. That's the only one I saw.
That's cool.
Maybe that'll.
I may change my picks
yeah.
next week based on the charities.
Yeah, based on the
Balor and Banks
so it's
is
actually
the,
Yeah.
Special Olympics.
is anyone
Oh, okay.
is
Well,
anyone
that's good.
is anyone Connor's cure?
I don't know.
I would've
Kind of
I
would
hasn't come
be
up
pushed
yet.
super hard. Yeah.
That would make me. In fact, if we that's right. If we were just looking at charities, whoever's Connor's cure has to be the favorite.
Yeah. All right. Well, now let's just go all the way to the end. Let's talk about who we have in the final two and who we have winning it all.
Okay.
Or I guess technically final four because there's 2 people on each team. All right. Strowman and Bliss, I have defeating Miz and Asuka. That is actually on the website, the fan favorite. According, I filled out the poll while I was trying to figure out the research, and they were just
Strowman and Bliss are the favorites.
Yeah, Strowman and Bliss are the favorites to win according to the people, but people don't mean shit. On my other bracket, that's why I picked them for the fan vote.
Christopher going heel on everybody. The people don't mean shit.
I know, he sounds like me.
Then I have Rude and Flair winning the rematch. Rusev and Lana are going to be so pissed because they're going to go 1-1 against them, have a legit gripe for a rubber match, and not be able to get it because it's a bracketed format. And then that's going to propel Rude and Flair to win the whole thing.
You got team
bracket.
robes all the
I will
way.
briefly discuss my other bracket with Rusev and Lana winning. This one I thought was more favored on couples, which would make sense if it was tied into Total Divas a little more. I have Miz and Asuka, Uso and Naomi, Rusev, Lana, Strowman and Bliss coming back, fan vote, like I said, and then it was Rusev and Lana beating Uso and Naomi to win.
Okay, thank you for
I'm
that.
not using that one.
Thank you for that irrelevant information.
Irrelevant.
But no. All right, in this, I've got Miz and Asuka taking on Strowman and Bliss. Obviously, Miz and Asuka are coming on because, like Cody Ghodes said, the humanoids do not matter. I will never pick based on what they want. And because Asuka's still undefeated, and The Miz is awesome, I don't see this team not working together.
This makes,
Not to mention the Maurice effect on the outside. I know she's pregnant right now, but I'm just saying, I'm not.
I mean, she's not going to be pregnant in 12 weeks.
I know, that's what I mean.
Yeah, basically. That's like a week 14 match.
That's what I mean. With the Miz, Taraj, and Maurice. Like, this is going to be a tough team to beat.
He's going to end.
How long this tournament's going to go, that kid might be interfering in the match.
Or Maxwell's getting it.
Oh, my Lord. Throwing out the TNA references. And then on the other half, I've got Rude and Flair taking on Zayn and Lynch. And then I've got Sami Zayn and Becky Lynch upsetting Team Robes here. Setting up a Miz Asuka, Sami Zayn, Becky Lynch match for the finals. And obviously, The Miz and Asuka are going to reign supreme and be awesome and win the first ever mixed match ever.
I mean, I should have just... When I looked at this
fanfare.
bracket, I really should have just been like, I think you're understanding Asuka, and then you have The Miz on it. I should have just known that without even you talking.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I have Strowman and Bliss. Moving on, I have them beating Miz and Asuka, and it's important to note that I think throughout the beginning rounds, the Asuka's gonna be doing the hard work. Miz is gonna play. Is gonna be playing the ego. My guess is that at some point in the match versus Strowman and Bliss, Miz is gonna steal a tag somewhere and get himself in a spot where like he pisses off Asuka. He's gonna go for the tag and she's not gonna be there. And he's going to get demolished. So it's not going to be Asuka who eats the pin. In fact, she's going to be over as a face for betraying The Miz.
Oh,
it's going to be The Miz's ego that costs the team.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I know. Trebuchet's going to walk out again.
Oh, man.
Something I didn't think about with Strowman and Bliss that I was just thinking about now is kind of the inverse of that. You're going to have Bliss, I feel like, not trying to do any of the work at all.
No, that's very fair. I'm really like digging their chemistry.
Yeah.
Bliss and Strowman. It's just
he's huge. She's tiny, but she's got such the attitude that he needs. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like aesthetically pleasing to just look at like this 7-foot guy and this. There's 2 feet of difference, and she just looks so done with all of it all the time. I also so I have Rude and Flair versus Sammy and Becky. Rude and Flair are gonna win that, and I believe Rude and Flair win the whole thing.
Team Robes for 2 of the brackets so far. Okay.
Yeah, I believe they have to be the favorite. I'm sad to hear that people don't agree with me. I am the people's chump, and that's right. So I'm interested to hear that we don't agree, but
I know. I can understand it because Strowman's so dominant and Bliss just gets wins.
Yeah,
I get it based on the logic.
It's interesting because Strowman and Bliss appeal to a couple of different markets. Like, the hardcore fans really like him because the hardcore fans love Strowman right now and they love Bliss. But, like, the casual fans love both of them too. Like, they're appealing to every sense of the WWE audience currently.
Awesome. Well, all right, Chad, I'm going to go ahead and cut you off here a second. You want to go ahead and give out your final brackets here,
Yes.
Bruiser? Because I know you guys are in a hurry.
Yeah.
No,
I
I just messaged you, actually. I am not going anymore.
Oh.
I'm going elsewhere.
Oh.
okay.
Okay.
Sorry, something came up at home. Goodbye, listeners. After my picks.
Yes, get your picks in here.
Where are we? The finals?
The finals, yes.
All right, in the finals, I have Miz and Asuka versus Strowman and Bliss, and of course, Strowman and Bliss will win,
Oh, nice.
but not because of Asuka.
Okay. Oh, I'm jumping the gun
gonna
here.
win. Sorry.
Yeah,
Strowman's
yeah.
gonna beat the Miz, yeah.
Yes.
No.
And then
No.
the Rude
That's what I felt like too.
and Flair versus my pick of the Uso and Naomi group is going to be Rude and Flair.
Oh,
Same
you're
time
still
for
going with
two.
Team Root.
Still
Okay.
going with them.
Okay.
I can't help it.
They're both really good in the ring.
I know I was just talking about charity, and then I thought, but robes.
that is a really
Fashion
good
is
logic.
important.
Yes.
But then when it all comes... Wait, are we going all the way?
Go all the
down?
way.
All the way
Okay,
down,
all the
yes.
way, cool. So for the very last pick, I have with Rude and Flair versus Strowman and Bliss. Strowman to come on top. Strowman and I have come a long way.
You
over
really
the
have. He was
year.
like
He
number
was
one on
my
your.
most hated list.
Yes, I know.
Pretty strong for 6 months. I think it was the him versus Kane that really like brought me to his side.
Yeah. That's good. It was good. He had a good feud with Roman and stuff going on for a while.
Right.
But yeah.
Braun really has come around, like, for a lot of people in the
Right.
past few months. For me, it was when he did that backstage interview reading the Juno script.
You know what's interesting is I think we have me, you, Chad, all have the same top two.
Strowman and Bliss versus
Rude and Flair. Yeah,
and then who did you have to win?
Strowman and Bliss.
Strowman and Bliss.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
you and
Flair,
I hit
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so one of us will be
we're rooting
statistically
against Team
eliminated if this
Robes, at
actually
least.
happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's all.
We'll get a few more people to fill these out, I'm sure, beforehand. That's familiar from the last season.
Absolutely. Well, that's about going to do it for us. We're going to do final thoughts here. We're going to start with the Bruiser because she's on her way out.
Thank you guys for having me. I look so forward to another full year of WWE.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was great.
Thanks.
Cody Ghodes.
The more brackets, the better.
And we are in the heart of college basketball season.
I want to talk about that.
I want to go to the game today.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling Chris's pain right now
Thank
too.
you, Chad.
I'm
Thank you,
just
Chad.
wearing my
I
mid.
got this kind of deal while I'm watching that.
That game was horseshit.
It was so good. It was so good. But I digress. Brackets are good. Chad, final thoughts?
I'd just like to say that I'm interested to see where this mixed match challenge takes us with intergender wrestling kind of being a hot topic in the indie circuit right now. I think this is WWE kind of dipping their toe into it.
Yeah.
I think that the big thing to be seen is that if we will see any kind of man-on-woman interaction in the tournament, I'm sure it won't be anything crazy because it's WWE, but I think it's WWE seeing how the intergender thing will work, and that's definitely a hot topic in the indies right now. We're having a whole show is based on man versus woman matchups.
Really?
Yeah, there's one coming up. Joey Ryan is a big proponent.
Oh, I know him.
Joey
He's,
Ryan.
Oh, boy.
he's politicking real hard for man versus women wrestling. He's been doing that for a while.
Yes.
Yeah, so I know there's a lot of thoughts about that. Maybe we can cover a little more. In a few...
I actually think we should make that the main topic for next
Sure.
week.
I
the
will
intergender
be
matches.
here.
intergender matches for the topic next week.
Representing
Yes.
women.
I will
Just me.
I will happily have that conversation. And I would like to say that if anyone's listening to this podcast and has anything to say about that topic or any other topic, please tweet to me at Showtime Schultz. That's Schultz is SHULTZ, or at Trebuchet LOL.
Yes.
We'd love to hear your opinions on that topic or any other topic on the podcast. Chris, do you have?
Business, yes. You're speaking business. UndisputedPodcast.com, I am going to revamp it to be using some kind of system where you guys, or something that's easy to use that you can upload, and it turns it into an iTunes podcast at the same time. We'll still upload to YouTube.
Yep.
Stuff is already there.
Sure.
It's
On
like
the
where we have
podcast,
most of our content anyway.
Or on
but,
the
yeah.
website, I'll put things like the link to the Paige injury and stuff like that on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
throw links. For
Other
if-
fun
if-
stuff.
If you
we
could,
throw on
if
there.
you could link to our respective Twitter handles,
Yep, I
that'd
can
be
do
great
that too.
But please keep sharing to YouTube as well, because that's where I plan to be shilling for this to
Okay.
anybody that'll listen.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Also, I'd like to say that this is my second time on the podcast, and I'm super pumped to be doing it every week.
Every Saturday, yes.
Please, I've only met all you guys recently, but it's very nice to have met you. I'm glad to be involved in this group.
Aww.
You guys
You got the first the whole show.
That's right.
Wow.
You guys
Nice job.
You guys are great. I'd like to say that I love all of you, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
Okay.
Oh.
That is
Trebuchet?
fair.
Take it home.
I'm going to really bring us down.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's gonna say
But,
something sophomoric right now.
No. I honestly was going to start with a gratuitous plug. Be sure to check us out every Saturday in the year of 2018. I'm going to get it
Yeah,
up there
I'll
every
collect them all.
Saturday if it kills me. I'm going to be talking about Andy Kaufman next week
Nice.
for sure because we got intergender stuff going on.
Yep.
Talking about Steven Richards, all of his shenanigans, and just all kinds of other great stuff. Be sure
We'll
to
show you. You'll see.
Yeah. I am Trebuchet. Trebuchet out. I like it. That's how we end our show.
To the mildest of